Okay, our objective for today, I can represent data on dot plots and compute the standard deviation. Let's read together. 1, 2, 3. I can represent data on dot plots and compute the standard deviation. Let me start all over. You read together. 1, 2, 3. All right, so our new concept for today is what, everyone? Dot plots. Very good. So, get a fair model for dot plots really quick. I'll leave the objective on the screen. I'm going to switch your screen on Nearpod. Here we go. So what are dot plots? Dot plots are is a data representation that uses a number line and X's, dots, or other symbols to show frequency. Once again, dot plot is a data representation that uses a number line and X's, dots, and other symbols to show frequency. Now, you've seen dot plots ever since you were in preschool, but probably you never realized that they had a name. If you can recall, when you were in elementary, some teachers in your classroom, they had the list of all the names of the students on the board or on a bulletin board or somewhere, and they used to give you guys little stars or points for whatever it was, right? So therefore they kept track, and at the end of the week or at the end of the quarter, they'll give you guys extra credit or the case, right? Or give you cookies or whatever. I don't know. All right, so those were dot plots. So let me show you an example. So here goes an example. Write that in there. Notice it's a number line. And here it goes in increments of 5. It starts at 20. So it goes 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. And this data that they're giving us is based on salaries. And in parentheses it says in thousands of dollars. So it shows the frequency at which each salary was represented. Copy that, please. All right, so let's see. According to the definition, it says a dot plot is data representation. Is this graph representing data? Yes. Using a number line. Are they using a number line? Yes. Using X's, dots, or other symbols to show frequency. Are they showing frequency here? Yes. How often that salary occurs? So here we see it starts at 25,000, goes up to 30,000. How many for 35,000? 3. 4 for 40,000, 2 for 45, 1 for 50, 1 for 60. So it shows frequency. Let me show you what is not in a dot plot. Copy that. That is not a dot plot. Even though you have points, and in your noodle you might think, oh, those are dots. No. This is not a dot plot. So as you're writing that down, think, if this is an example of a dot plot, why is this not a dot plot? Copy that. Not a dot plot. Tell your neighbor why this is not a dot plot, please. Okay, can you elaborate for us, please? Go ahead, Patrick. Because it's not a number line. Bam. Then what is this? They're both graphs, but this has a specific name, and they're only using part of it. Sergio. Nope, this is a coordinate plane. But they're only using which quadrant? Quadrant number 1. You ready to see that? All right, so therefore this one has two lines. It has an x-axis and a y-axis. What does this one have? Only one, whatever that variable may be, either x or y, but only one. Therefore, What's so critical about dot plots is they need to be only one number line, shows frequency, and you can use anything to represent that, either X, dots, or any symbol. If you want to draw Pokemons or teddy bears, whatever it is you want to draw, you can use that. Steps, write these steps down, please. The fair value is still on the screen, but on your iPad, I already have the steps, so you can move ahead. Those of you that are ready to move ahead. And it's 4 steps. Number 1, identify mean, median, mode, and range. Do we know how to do that? Yes. Identify the standard deviation. And in parentheses, I wrote the symbol for standard deviation. That one in Greek is known as sigma. Sigma stands for the sum or the total. Sum or total. Step 3, graph the data on the dot plot. And step 4, summarize, which means analyze and compare, or you're going to give a statement as to what you see on that data. Fairly simple? Okay, copy that, please. Okay. 4 basic steps. Do we know how? Pretty much we already know how to do all that, except for the graphing data on the dot plot. Once again, this is more like a review. Some of you already saw it before, right? And this is probably going to be the simplest home plate tonight, I guess, that you're going to have. But what I do want to revisit is step 1 and 2, because I want to make sure everybody understands what we're doing with standard deviation. Okay? So, I think you don't have any more space for the table that we're going to do for standard deviation, so turn your paper over to the back. And in the back, I want you to copy this example. Oh, sorry. There it is. Example number 1A. And it says, find the mean, median, mode, range, and standard deviation of 354, 2124. 354, 2124. We're going to do this one together, and it's going to go pretty quick. Just like I said, this is just to recap what we did yesterday. And for those of you that did not do your home plate, hopefully this will help you refreshing your memory. So, in order not to waste time and effort in rewriting this in order, let's build our table first, and that's when we're going to write it in order from least to greatest, yes? So the first column, label that X. Draw a line down like so. And we're going to label this, this is X. And what's our first number in ascending order from 1? Let me grab my notes here. What's the next one? 2, then 2, 3, 4, 4, and 5. All right. So by looking at it, the easiest measure sense of tendency that we can look at is what? Very good. The mode. What is a mode, everyone? 2 and 4. That is correct. The second easiest measure sense of tendency, since it's an odd number of numbers, how many numbers are there? 7. So that means the median is what? Everyone? 3 is correct. Let's compute the range. Might as well, since we're already here. How do we compute the range? Greatest from the smallest, so therefore it's 4. So now we're here now on the next step. We need to figure out the mean because we need it for the next column. So find me the mean for this data, and we're going to write it down here with the X and the little bar on top of it. Tell your neighbor how to find the mean really quick. Very good. I heard atom and then divide by what? How many numbers do we have? So here we have 7 numbers. Who has the sum? What's the sum of this? 21 divided by 7, that is 3. Okay, so we got that. So let's go to the second column. On the second column, let's label it the data minus the mean. Data minus the mean. So what goes here? 1 minus what? 3. 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3. 3 minus 3. 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3. And 5 minus 3. All right? And the last column. So that for this one, we're going to write the difference of the data minus the mean squared. So we just open parentheses here. Squared, 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 and squared, and squared. All right? Give me numbers. What goes here? -2 here. -1, -1, 0, 1, 1, 2. All right? So what is that squared? What people think? 4. What else? 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 4. All right. Now check this out. Yesterday, I said when we got to this point, we need to find the mean again of this data. And I said we find it, and that when we get it, that's when we get the squared standard deviation. But in the book, it's going to show it like this. Look up. It's going to show it as x with a little bar as our mean. Notice that it's the same as this one, but a different color, right? So to not get you guys confused, I made it like this so that you remember at the end to do what? Take the square root and cancel that square. Does that make sense? So find me the mean of these, please. Do that. So you need to get the sum and then divide by 7 again. What's the sum? 12. So 12 divided by 7. And that gives me what? Huh? You guys all right? 1 point what? 71. Hands if you got that. Okay. So now to find our standard deviation, we need to cancel this squared, right? So we need to take the square root, and you have a calculator there on your iPad. Is that correct? I'm sorry? Yeah. So who has the standard deviation? Chris B. To the nearest 100? Yeah. 1.31. Hands if you got that. That is incorrect. Plus minus 1.31. Okay, show me with your fingers how comfortable you are with these. Okay. This should be a piece of cake by now because it's basically just repeating. We do with the first data, find the mean. Then from there we find the difference of the data minus the mean. And then we find the square root of that. We find the mean again, and then take the square root to find the standard deviation. Yes? All right, so with that said, let me send you a quick survey. So, with that said, let's go over to dot plots, and you're going to find out how simple this is. Look up, please. So, I want you to copy the number line. Just write a number line. For example, 2A. Here we go. So, dot plots work like this. For example, it says, an ice cream truck offers items at 5 different prices. Mr. Q counted how many different items or how many items were offered at each price one day. Make a dot plot of the data. So here the data given, price is $1, 5 of them, $1.53, $2.6, $2.54, and $3.02. So check this out. So on my number line, I'm going to scale it. It looks like it goes in increments of 50 cents. I'm going to make them 25 cents each tally. So this is 0, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75. Therefore, this one is 1. Now, I'm not going to mark these in between. I'm going to go straight to the next one. What is the next one? 150. That means this is 125. This is 150. This is 175. That means this is what? 2. This is 225. That means this is what? 250. This is 275. That means this is what? $3. Ever see what I'm doing? Let me zoom in for some of you that need to see a little bit closer. 0, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, $1. So, let's see. Let's get our data straight. How many $1 items? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many $150 items? 1, 2, 3. How many $2 items? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many $250 items? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many $3 items? 1, 2. So, from that data, what can we conclude? Let me zoom out. Look at it. What would you say? That's right. Most people, or it says 5 different prices. Yeah, most items offered were what? $2. So that would be your conclusion. That's what we would write here as the answer to the question. I'm sorry? Bam. No, I want to see the dot plots. Yes? So for home play, grab a play sheet from up here.
Oh my God, you guys have legs too.
Be nice. So the home play is these 4 problems. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey.
Well, and then this number 5, it's 2 tables. And number 6. Good one, guys. Enjoy your home play. There's no tutoring today. Sorry. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.